And now, from Stage 21 at Universal Studios at Universal Orlando Resort.
Welcome, wrestling fans, back to the Nation Network. This is the XWF, and we are 7 days away from history being made as part of the Star Spangled Slammer.
Making his way to the ring from Blackpool, England, weighing in at 230 pounds.
Joining me here in the broadcast booth, as always, Jesse the Body and Jess. 7 days' time, a lot of questions going to be answered. Well, definitely we're going to have a lot of questions answered next week as part of the Star Spangled Slammer. Number one, do we still have jobs? That's the one I want to have an answer for. Indeed, that is something that's weighing heavily on not just your mind, my mind, but everyone in that locker room right now. Realizing that we are fighting for our very existence here at Universal Studios as we go head-to-head with the IWF. And as we know, it's open door right now, open season, if you will.
Weighing in at 384 pounds.
Yeah, there is an open door policy right now between now and next Sunday. And we know that tonight they're taking advantage of that because there's a big triple threat match coming up later on tonight, which on paper looks very interesting to me. Well, indeed, the Hurricane stepping up saying, I want to get some XWF action against the IWF. And not one, but two of those members in that triple threat match will indeed be representing the IWF. They are Odessa Slim and his tag team partner, Chubby MC, which seems like a very big disadvantage for the Hurricane. Well, on paper, I would wholeheartedly agree with you. It does seem like a big disadvantage. However, in recent outings, it appears that there may be a little bit of a rift between Odessa and Chubby MC. So if the Hurricane's smart, he'll take advantage of that. Well, talk about someone taking advantage right now. Somehow, Tavish Noon has gotten a big advantage over the Typhoon, and you would think that this would be a one-sided match. Typhoon's already been busted open. Yeah, I've got to tell you, I'm shocked right here. Tavish, who's definitely on the downside of his career. He's had an illustrious career throughout the world of professional wrestling. I understand that, but you're going up against a guy where you're giving up over 100 pounds. You've got an almost 15-year age difference. I mean, there's a lot to overcome here, but thus far early on, he's doing a hell of a job. This is a little bit shocking, to say the least. Ladies and gentlemen, the who's who of professional wrestling here tonight. Teddy Long has made it clear that Ravishing Rick Rude and the Macho Man Randy Savage will not be in the same building at the same time prior to next Sunday. That said, while the Macho Man is not in the building tonight, Ravishing Rick Rude will be in action in our main event, and taking him on will be a very close personal friend of the Macho Man, Hulk Hogan. Well, I always wonder just how good of friends those two are at any given point in time, but yeah, Hogan's going to be going up against Rick Rude in the main event, and I got my money on Ravishing Rick Rude. We're going to be hearing from both the champion and the challenger later on tonight. We're also going to be hearing from our general manager. Well, Teddy Long's been a busy guy, and while I might not see eye to eye with him on a regular basis, he's got a lot on his plate right now. Typhoon now scooping up Tavish. And that early advantage by Tavish Noon may have done nothing more than anger Earthquake, or Typhoon, I beg your pardon, as he comes off that rope. Look at that. Over 300 pounds down across the midsection. Yeah, you poke a bear and this is what happens right here. Tavish should have known better. If you weren't going to put him away, perhaps you shouldn't have woke him up. Nice up kick right there by Typhoon. Going to work now on the leg. Choking him out right there in front of the official. Well, he's got a 5 count to break it up as he goes for the cover here, but I don't even think he would have gone for the pin. I think he'd have pulled him up. Oh, now he's using the ropes for added leverage. Yeah, that's a psychological thing right there. Again, I don't think he intended to get the victory off of that. He just wanted to get the attention of Tavish. Perhaps a little retribution for how the match started. Irish whip over the top rope now. Hanging on for dear life, and Tavish Noon down to the floor. Typhoon looking down on his opponent. Could have gone after him. Well, he could have, but why bother? He's at an advantage now as Tavish comes through the ropes. There you go. That's a smart way. He was already established. Here's a 2 count. Make it 3. Wow. Very impressive indeed. We're going to take a look back at some of the moments from this one. And didn't last very long. Tavish got off to a great start, but couldn't get the job done. Well, again, if you're going to do the things that he did in the beginning of a match, you better be able to see it through to the end, and he couldn't do that. The size strength advantage was too much to overcome. Watch Typhoon here. 300 plus pounds crashing into that turnbuckle. There's nowhere to go. Your body being compressed. Well, despite the rocky start, ladies and gentlemen, a big finish for Typhoon. I understand we are going to go now to the general manager, Kenny Long, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for joining me here this week. We have an announcement to make, and it regards several things. Number one, when it comes to our heavyweight championship match, I need to know we're going to have a winner. I've got a very special guest referee. You will not intimidate him. But that said, to make sure that we give the fans what they want, we are going to take away countouts and disqualifications. That's right, player. You're going to have this match decided inside the squared circle, one way or another. And I promise you, you will not intimidate the referee this time. Second, I have to plan for a future, as if we are going to be here on Monday the 7th, and I believe we will be. With that said, I want to know that the tag team titles are going to be unified. Whoever the IWF Tag Team Champions may be will unify those titles with the XWF Champions. Now, if Diamond Dallas Page and the American Dream Dusty Rhodes retain those titles, then they will automatically be unified. However, if somebody else wins the tag team titles and we are the overall victor, then those titles will be unified along with any other titles the next week. Player, everybody better buckle up. It's going to be an exciting ride. Holla, holla, holla.
He's American man.
Wrestling fans, make sure you join us on Saturday mornings right here for Saturday Morning Superstars of Wrestling. All of the greats from the past will be right here on Saturday mornings here on the Nation Network. Names like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Magnificent Morocco, and many, many more. All the action right here on the Nation Network Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you gonna do when the legends of wrestling run wild on you?
A major announcement right there, ladies and gentlemen, by the general manager, Theodore R. Long. As we take a look at the Brainbusters, Tully Blanchard, Narn Anderson.
On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 482 pounds, Tully Blanchard. And the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. The Brain Busters.
Well, we take a look at Anderson and Tully Blanchard entering the ring right now. Call themselves the Brain Busters still, although there's no Bobby the Brain Heenan any longer, so it makes you almost wonder about that. I'm still getting over the major announcement by Teddy Long moments ago. The world title match next week now. Essentially, no count out, no disqualification. You must finish this match inside the squared circle. And we still don't know who the guest referee is going to be. As we take a look at Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, one half of the team going up here tonight. Who's his tag team partner going to be? No idea, but it's going to be interesting to find out. Our tag team division really starting to heat up here in the XWF. Diamond Dallas Page, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes holding on to not only the XWF titles, but the IWF tag team titles as well. Hold on just a moment. Wait a minute. What's going on around here? That's the Macho Man, Randy Savage. He's not supposed to be in the building tonight. Oh, something ain't right around here. How's the Macho Man in the building when Ravishing Rick Rude's supposed to be in the main event? Not only that, but think of the history between these two men, and they're going to be a tag team tonight. I mean, it's a dream match, don't get me wrong, but the Macho Man and Rick Rude are not supposed to be in the same building at the same time. Well, the only thing I can tell you is perhaps when the match is over, Macho Man will be escorted out. We'll have to get clarification on that, but you have a lot of combustible elements right now under the same roof, and this could turn bad real quick. Well, just seeing this match in itself ought to be something for the record book. We'll find out how it turns out, but yeah, I'd like some clarification because we were told that they wouldn't be in the same building. We get ready for the bell to start the match. And there it goes, Arn Anderson now. Well, going right to work on the Dragon with some big chops, overhead rights. And now Steamboat coming right back with some of his own. Atomic V-drop, and Anderson going down for that one. Take a moment to send a shout out to some of the folks here from the Nation Network. We've got Jamon Scott in the building along with Willie Troxler. Welcome aboard, everybody. Look at this, the Macho Man dropping him throat first across that top rope. A bit of a hot shot. Going for the cover, there's one. And Anderson out the back door. Macho Man Randy Savage currently in the ring with Arn Anderson of the Brain Busters. Again, we're going to be hearing from the Nature Boy Ric Flair later on tonight. We're going to be hearing from the world champion, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, later tonight. Power bomb by the Macho Man. Anderson bouncing the back of his head off the canvas. He doesn't know where his corner is, and now figuring it out, but a little too late. Savage going for the cover. Tully Blanchard heading in the ring to make the save. Well, Savage is going to have to do a little bit more than that. Anderson, they don't call him the Enforcer for nothing. He's unloading on Macho Man Randy Savage right now. As that hammerlock dropping him on the arm. Belly to back suplex, and that's going to do some damage. Well, if you're the Brain Busters right now, you've got a chance to soften up Macho Man Randy Savage for Ravishing Rick Rude, as they are going to have a date with Destiny for sure this Sunday, coming up a week from today. Big right hand and the double team taking advantage of the location. You know, this is exactly what you want to do. You want to cut the ring in half. You want to keep your opponents separate from one another. Nice double team right there. Anderson got him from behind, and then Tully Blanchard got him with that perfectly timed clothesline. Butterfly suplex taking him all the way over. And now Tully Blanchard in control of this one. Textbook neckbreaker right there by Tully Blanchard. Look at the arm of Steamboat as he is reaching out for the Macho Man, but again, cutting the ring in half to perfection. Well, the Brainbusters, one of the greatest tag teams of all time for my money. What they have done over the years, it absolutely stands up to the test. Another tag made, and they are doing a heck of a job on the Macho Man, who sorely needs to get out of that and make a tag. Face first planting him, and now Arn Anderson looking around, allows the tag to be made. Well, that was a momentary bad judgment as far as I'm concerned. Steamboat went for the drop kick, though, and nobody home. Here's the clothesline. And now, the Enforcer, Double A, with a series of right hands. He wants him back up. Knee to the midsection. Arn Anderson right now, to anyone who will listen. There's another tag made, and right now the Brainbusters are just looking to be nearly perfect in this match. Belly to back suplex, and now Steamboat is in trouble again. A look at Tully Blanchard. A bit of a taunt that looks familiar. Well, Steamboat is no surprise, stranger when it comes to dealing with members, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, for example, because he has a long history with those guys, along with the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He's been in the ring with all of them. He knows their tendencies, he knows their tactics, and he won't be caught by surprise. Nice move right there by Steamboat, indeed, snapping the neck. Oh, nice move to avoid the damage right there by Tully Blanchard. Here's a gut-wrench suplex, taking him over, and again, now the Macho Man trying to tag in. Things haven't gone well for this team here thus far tonight. Well, the Brainbusters definitely looking the better tag team here tonight, as they should. These are two guys who have been together for a very long time. They know each other very well, as opposed to a team that normally has been at odds at one another. We think back to WrestleMania 3. Savage and Steamboat had one of the greatest matches of all time, but it was going after each other. Over the top rope to the floor. And a tag made. What are we doing here? Tully Blanchard, hold on. He's got a steel chair. What does he plan on doing with that? Well, pretty much whatever he wants from where he's at here. Blanchard with a suplex onto the chair. Oh, my goodness. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is in a lot of trouble right now. Belly to belly suplex. And now they gonna battle it out. And both men counted outside the ring. Well, that's unfortunate because this was a hell of a match and I wanted to see an outcome. Well, we got an outcome and that's it. Not the one I was looking for. Fans will be back with plenty more action still to come.
Well, let me tell everybody something. America is back. 2024 was a great year. And in 2025, we made the decision to make America great again. And what better way? With real American beer. bringing America back together in 2025 with real American beer. So what you gonna do when real American beer and all my Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
Flair, I know it's only a week away, and I know you think you're going to become the next champion, but while I respect the fact that you're a 16-time world champion, and I respect the fact that you have done everything there is to do in this business against everybody there is, what you are is not perfect. That's the difference between you and I. So when that bell rings, understand something. Whether you want to talk about the Harley races, the Dusty Roads, or all the other names you've been in the ring with, the one thing they lack, the one thing that you can't compete with, is the fact that they were not perfect. And on July 6th, you're not just going up against the XWF champion. You, sir, are going up against the perfect champion. And at that time, you are going to find out exactly what the difference is. And when that bell rings, not the first time, but the second time, we will still have a champion who is perfect.
Well, that is a major statement right there, ladies and gentlemen. And now take a look at this. Michelle McCool heading into the ring. This ought to be interesting. Uh-oh. She's drawing the attention of the champion, Alundra Blaze. Alundra Blaze now basically letting her know that I'm the champion, and if you want it, you got to go through me. Oh, she's not going to give her the satisfaction, at least not here tonight. Fans will be back in just a moment.
Hi, it's me, Antonio Banderas. When I use my Bosch fridge, it makes me feel different. It makes me feel like Antonio Banderas.
Well, I hear you, brother. Because when I use my Bosch power tools, I feel like the Macho Man Randy Savage. You dig it?
I do dig it, Randy.
Whip it!
Powerful power tools.
Phenomenal appliances.
Rotary hammers.
Dishwashers.
Mighty sauce.
Induction cooktops.
Randy!
Coming. Impact drivers.
Refrigerators.
Watch this. Elbow.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
All right. I heard everything Perfect had to say, but before we get to that, I want to discuss something else first. Bobby Heenan, I've been trying to call you for a week, brother, but I understand. I understand why you're not taking calls, and I understand why you did what you did. I respect you. Every member of this group respects what you had to do. And there will always be a part of us that is a member of the Heenan family. You know that. However, that said, we've got business to take care of, and we've got to move on. And after careful consideration and many discussions, our group moving forward will be known as the New Age Horsemen. Now, for those of you that think you know what the Horsemen are all about, trust me, you haven't seen this version yet. we're going to take care of business. Now, I've got to also address the obvious, and that is the elephant in the room right now. In 1 week's time, I'm going to have to go one-on-one with one of the top performers, not just in the world right now, but right now a member of the New Age Horsemen as well. And we generally don't go head-to-head. But the cards have been dealt, and that's what's going to happen. Perfect. You know I respect the hell out of you, brother. You are the ex-WF World Heavyweight Champion. You have taken that title from Hulk Hogan. You have defended against the names like Diamond Dallas Page, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, and so many others. But the one thing you haven't done yet, and you haven't put that title on the line against me. Whether I'm holding the gold or not, everybody knows that to beat a man, you gotta beat the man. And everybody knows that when it comes to being the man, that's the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Always has been, always will be. I am the measuring stick by which all others will always be measured. So what I'm saying to you, my friend, is in 1 week's time, we are going to walk the aisle. And when that bell rings, friendships are aside. It is strictly business. It's not personal. And when it's all said and done, the New Age Horsemen continue to run. What you're going to find out, my friend, is when that bell sounds and that title's on the line and you and I are eye to eye and you are feeling it. No disqualifications, no countouts against the dirtiest player in the game. You're going to realize something that I think everybody else around here already knows, and that is perfect isn't good enough. Woo! Well, I think the Nature Boy Ric Flair really put it as succinctly as possible right there. You're going up against a 16-time world champion, and he said it very well. Perfect isn't good enough. Now, will that be the case or not? I don't know. We're going to all have to turn in next week to find out.
Making his way to the ring, weighing in at 215 pounds, the Extreme Cruiserweight Champion, the Hurricane.
Oh, the Hurricane, the Cruiserweight Champion. The title not on the line here in this matchup. Well, it might not be on the line, but he's taking on two different members of the IWF here tonight. It could be a title that gets sacrificed if he gets injured bad enough, or if he comes into his next title offense at less than 100%, which is very likely after a match like this. Fans, we are still waiting to find out which four men will represent the XWF. Well, we're also waiting to find out which men are going to be representing the IWF. We don't have answers to these questions as of yet. It's only a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen. As we take a look at Chubby MC. Formerly one half of the IWF Tag Team Champions.
And from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 243 pounds.
Here comes his tag team partner, and you had made mention of the fact that very recently, after losing those tag team titles, losing the return match, they tried getting back on the winning track, so to speak, and didn't do so well. There was a little controversy there and appeared to be a bit of a falling out We'll see if that carries over here to this matchup. Still to come, of course, the heavyweight, or the main event of the evening, which is going to feature ravishing Rick Rude against Hulk Hogan. And I've been told that the Macho Man has been escorted from the building by security. Well, we know how effective that tends to be sometimes around here, but hopefully we can have some sort of law and order in our main event later on. Well, it's a triple threat match, so at the end of the day, no friends involved. Oh, look at this, Odessa. First person he went after was Chubby MC. Oh, well, there goes the friendship right out the door. Chubby MC and Odessa Slim. Tag team partners, perhaps not. Well, hell, they may not even have a promotion after Sunday, so they better figure out, hey, what if they're representing the IWF in the 8-man elimination? That's a 4-point match right there. That's going to be swaying the outcome, I would say. Well, indeed. There will be matches featuring the IWF against the XWF, and in those matches, a pinfall or submission will get you 2 points. A count-out victory or a disqualification victory will be worth 1 point. And then 4 points for that big 8-man elimination. And we don't know what members of each promotion will make up the 8-man teams. It'll be 4-on-4 elimination style. Well, I can tell you right now, I know for a fact that Teddy Long is going to be picking very carefully. 2 3/4 count as Odessa tries to put away Chubby MC, his tag team partner. Well, let's not forget about the fact that the Hurricane is out here. He's the one that wanted this match. He's the one that was one of the first victims of this entire thing when Thor led and orchestrated the attack here in the back lot at Studio 21. And now Chubby MC just set up his tag team partner. He's got a sledgehammer all right into the head. Hurricane in trouble. Series of elbows gets him out of there, at least for the moment. Referee got caught up in the action. All 3 men colliding. Well, there's no love lost right now in this match as far as I can see between Odessa and Chubby. Look at this from behind. Chubby MC's going to try and steal one here. They are definitely not on the same page tonight. Granted, this is a triple threat match. You really don't have friends in this one. But you would think they'd work together. Well, I'll tell you right now, I would have thought so too, but I also would have thought Hurricane wouldn't be able to get Chubby MC off his feet, and he just did. You know, this may have been a very smart move by the Hurricane. By bringing these 2 guys into this matchup and having them truly pit each other against one another, that's 2 guys that I would safely say Eddie Mansfield's not going to be able to rely on in that 8-man elimination match. Odessa Slim biting the hand is what I was trying to say. Also now turning his attention to Chubby MC in the corner. Yeah, this one breaking down, and now Odessa Slim with a clothesline on the Hurricane. Mighty Molly watching from ringside. Up in the air, he's got him, couldn't hold on. Boy, oh boy, it's ring around the rosy right now. Everywhere you turn, somebody's got a blind spot being taken advantage of. And now, the Hurricane has got a hold of the kendo stick. But Odessa's going to town with that sledgehammer, and he is taking it out on Chubby MC. Chubby MC out to the floor right now, and he took a lot of damage as a result of that sledgehammer. Fans, I dare say that these two men, whatever friendship they may have had over the past several months, has perhaps reached its untimely end. Again, up across. Couldn't hold the weight this time. And now it's Chubby MC. Up and power bomb. What's he got in mind here? He's got the ankles and pulling him out to the floor. Now all three men here on the floor. And I don't think Chubby realizes what's going on behind him. Well, he does now. Sent crashing down into the steel chairs here in the timekeeper's booth. And now it is Hurricane. Locking up with the big man. Oh, look at this. A double team. Yeah, I would definitely say at this point in time, whatever's going on between Chubby and Odessa Slim, it is definitely escalated to that point where there is no longer any love lost between the two. And now Chubby with a steel chair to the back of the head of his tag team partner, and now turning his attention and full focus on a Hurricane going for the cover. And the save made. Odessa with a big elbow going for the cover. Save made this time by Hurricane. Well, I can honestly say this was a brilliant strategy on the part of the Hurricane, who dropped him on the back of his neck. It's over. Referee having a hard time getting in position. Well, that's a lot of real estate she has to cover there to get around Odessa. Not to mention getting around Chubby MC. Steel chair to the head. And again. Odessa Slim is in a lot of trouble right now. Well, the Hurricane's starting to get back together. He's smart right now, staying outside the ring. Let these two guys battle it out. Headbutt, and down he goes. Flying neck breaker, well executed by the Hurricane. He's got the speed advantage in this match, I would say. Yeah, that's about the biggest advantage he has, because when it comes to size and strength, he'll be on the losing end of both of these guys. Back and forth exchange between Odessa and Chubby. There's the clothesline. And now the Hurricane in position with a running clothesline of his own. The Cruiserweight champion. They talk about not putting the title on the line. Wouldn't have been able to against either of these two dudes. They're not going to qualify for the Cruiserweight division anytime soon. I dare say not. They'd have to go on one heck of a diet plan. Scoop slam, and now Odessa Slim. And a save made. Chubby MC from behind, turns him around, has him up, and there's a chart breaker, goes for the cover. Well, if it weren't for the save being made, this one would have been over right there. He's got Hurricane up, drives him into the mat, and going for the cover now. Odessa watching helplessly as Chubby MC goes for the win. 2 3/4 count. Once again, catching him. Oh, nice move right there by Odessa Slim. Reversed out of it. And Chubby MC, what's he got in mind? Drops him back first. Hurricane running out by the champion. Great match right now, and they're starting to really pick their moments. Smart move, and look at this. Odessa Slim shoulders are down. This is a peek, perhaps, into what might happen next Sunday with the inter-promotional challenges. He's got him up. Oh, not on a steel chair. Oh, my God, on a steel chair. This one's over. Well, it would be over, but Hurricane able to make the save. But I'll tell you, that is devastation right there. Chubby MC going for the win. Will he get it? There's two, and still able to kick out somehow. I don't know how Odessa managed to get back to his feet, being dropped on that steel chair the way he was. Speaking of the steel chair now, Hurricane drilling it into the head, and Odessa Slim and Chubby MC at this point in time really starting to target one another, and this is working out to the benefit of the Hurricane. He's going to go for a choke slam. You've got to be kidding me. He did it. How in the world? Superhero strength, that's how. And now Chubby down, and it's Odessa Slim with the advantage as he goes to work on both opponents simultaneously, now targeting the leg, going after Chubby MC, and he gets the pin. Well, that's not going to sit well, I can tell you right now, when it comes to Chubby MC. He's not going to be happy about that one, not at all. Oh, I dare say he won't be. We take a look back at some of the highlights from this one. What a tremendous matchup. Weapons, of course, being used if they're legal in a match like this. Sledgehammer, though, to the head. Hard to overcome that one. Yeah, that sledgehammer played a big role in the hands of Odessa Slim. Look at the big elbow, the wind up, and down goes Chubby MC. Fans coming up next. Hulk Hogan will be in action. Ravishing Rick Rude, the opposition. Look at that, dropping him straight down on that steel chair. I thought for sure Chubby MC was going to pull out the win in this one. He had the advantage. He had the size going his way. Indeed. Shout out to Juan Cordero, Big J Ace joining us as well here on the Nation Network as we look forward to 1 week's time. The Star Spangled Slammer, it is going to be absolutely monumental. The announcements that we've heard tonight. Odessa Slim victorious, ladies and gentlemen, getting the pin on his tag team partner. Well, I dare say his former tag team partner now. We'll be back with our main event. Stay with us.
There's only one man who can tell the world all that goes on in pro wrestling.
I'm Captain Lou, and I'm talking to you about the world of pro wrestling. Call me. I'm telling you. This number's for you. Mom, you raised a great son.
There'll be no more calls for you, Lou. My boys and I are taking you in. Get it. Come on.
I got a right to make one phone call, and so do you.
Lou Albano's Wrestling Hotline, available until further notice or a hearing. Call now. $1.50 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
All right, fans, we are ready, and oh, here we go. Hulk Hogan getting ready to head down to the ring. This crowd on its feet here at Soundstage 21. Well, I'll tell you right now, we know that next week, Trump Hogan is going to be going after the IWF Heavyweight Championship. That still leaves a question mark as to who's representing the XWF as part of the 8-man tag match, because I want to put my money on him. Well, as the owner of the XWF, he will have a great deal of say in who represents the XWF in that big 4-point matchup. It is safe to say whatever team wins that match will probably end up winning the entire event. Oh, wait just a moment! 4. What is going on here? 4 has just attacked Hogan. They're supposed to be meeting in 1 week's time. Thor has got a steel chair. Hogan slammed down on the floor. What happened to the match we're supposed to have? Well, I don't see it happening now. Ravishing Rick Rude, he's probably sitting back in the locker room saying, hey, let these guys have their fun. Hogan trying desperately to get his hands. Oh, he doesn't look happy at all. Look at this. Hogan showed up on the IWF programming last week. Interrupted Thor during an interview that he was conducting. Oh, now we've got a bit of a pose down here. Well, Chump, if you're going to do that, maybe you take off that boa. Throws that steel chair towards Hogan, thankfully intercepted by the ropes. Referee's got to decide something here. We're getting a bit of a preview, perhaps. Look at this. He is calling Hogan out, and Hogan doesn't want no part of it. Thor is begging Hogan to come over, and there he is. He's got him. Pulls him into the rope. Well, Thor is borderline right now embarrassing Hogan. Look at this. These two, right now, this crowd starting to boil over. There's a clothesline, and down goes Hogan. Fans, we are out of time. You've got to be kidding me.